What's good? It's Nakora. I want to tell you guys, stop pocket watching. You pocket watching way too much. I don't care if it's a celebrity. I don't care if it's your friend, your family member, your boss, your whoever. You pocket watching too much. And let me tell you the problem with pocket watching too much. You comparing yourself to others. That's what's happening when you pocket watch too much. You're comparing yourself to others. You're comparing what you do and how valuable what you do is to another person. And that means you don't see any value in what you do. And you may just lost your path or took yourself all the way around to come back again to that same point to get to your path. When you steady pocket watching. That's what I call it. When you comparing what you have and what another one has, or looking where other people are, and you're not doing it in a sense of saying, what was the template they used to get there? But you're looking at it in a sense of saying, yo, I gotta be there. I gotta be there. And you don't know how they got there, why they got there, what they did to get there, and that's anything that's in you to do to get there. But you just gotta be there because you like how that look. So you're thinking very immaturely. You're not thinking about the work it took to get there, or you're not thinking about the sacrifice it took to get there, or you're not thinking the evils it might have took to get there. The incorrect way that maybe not line up with you. Listen, the comparison is the theft of joy. Comparing yourself to others is a theft of joy. Not to joy to everyone else, a theft of joy to yourself. That's just the truth. And some may think I'm maybe tripping or going crazy saying that, but it's true. This is why you run around here feeling unworthy, feeling unvalued, unappreciated. You may not be looking or comparing to the right thing. Because the only thing you should be comparing to is who you were yesterday, who you were last year, and where you're trying to get to for you. Even when people have hate on you is a comparison, right? So then why you think when you compare is not hate? And when you use that as motivation and then you get there, you're unhappy, or you don't feel joyful inside, or you don't feel confident inside, and you got to go for something else. You have no sense of true self-value with yourself because you've never sat in a position and said to yourself, this is who I am and this is great. You looked around and said, I have this, I have that, I've done this, I've done that. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, where's that? Oh, I want that. Or how'd they get that? Or why they got that and I didn't get that? Even the ones who oppress you do that same thing to you. They oppress you because they see something in you that they want to stop. Again, they're comparing themselves to you. So that may be a boss, a family member, anybody who puts you down. They're putting you down because something in you that they're comparing with themselves that they don't have, that's wrong that you have. So they're taking it out on you. And now you guys are bumping heads and going at it. But all the time, is they're fighting something in themselves that they can't have that you have. And they dislike. And that's not your problem. That's not your problem. I used to compare myself to say, when I was younger, I got to be the toughest dude out there. Or try to be the toughest dude out there. Or be around with the toughest dude out there. I compare myself in that. And anytime I didn't win a situation that made me a tough guy, I felt weak. Something's off. Or I get more angry. And I try to figure out how to lash back out. And all that time as I was trying to be a tough guy, I was taken away from trying to be who I actually am. What I was meant here to be. I was taken away from the path that was going to put me through the experiences to become something more. So I was around the wrong people, no fault of their own, No fault on them. It's my fault. In the wrong situations, wasting a bunch of time that I can't get back, and that didn't help propel me to where I needed to go, just delayed me or where I needed to be. That's all it did. Because everything was shown to me of how I was supposed to be from the environment I'm from. That's what I thought I had to be accepted by. That's what I thought I had to be. And even when you go on the other side, good or bad of that, and you're in the system, or you go to school, you're like, I gotta go here, I gotta go to college, I gotta graduate this, I gotta do that. And you may be made to create something totally different, but you don't know because you never compared yourself to yourself. You've never watched how you felt when you were at this point and when you were at this point. What made you more valuable in those things? Right? Because the template is still there. You just went off of what you were shown to be the overall census of what you should be doing, the majority vote. And you ran with that. So if that was being in the hood, if that was going to college, if that was owning your own business or being a boss or doing whatever, building a house, you may not been meant to do that. And you may have taken away from your true actual light. Because you were watching others instead of watching yourself and your response inside yourself. Your results was based on how well you did comparing it to others. Well, I did better than them in this. And I did better than them in that. Or I'm getting closer to him to take over this. So we have a bunch of people out here who get off on just being better than someone else. When you say, I'm the best at it, what is that referring to? The best? So the best that everyone else is? So again, you're still comparing yourself to the masses. Instead of saying, this is the best that I do. This is what I'm best at. That's different. Right? That kind of thought process is different. Comparison is the theft of joy. And you can't allow yourself to constantly be moving off of being tugged this and that way on trying to constantly be going in competition with someone else. You're constantly in competition with someone else. So you can't be comfortable with yourself. That means you're not comfortable with yourself. You know, for how long I was made to be felt uncomfortable. I made myself uncomfortable with who I am because other people didn't agree with it. My household didn't agree with it. Family members didn't agree with it. Friends didn't agree with it. Some people in other society areas didn't agree with it because that wasn't what they are used to or what they are or what their crew is or what their culture is. And I had to put my light down. I had to put an off button on that. I had to turn it off the switch for me to be me. And then what I did to dim that light, to make that even worse, I was like, oh, I need to do this instead. So I started following that, right? I started saying, oh, I got to do this. I got to be a part of this. I got to be a part of that. I got to be a part of this stereotype. I got to be a part of this, what the group is doing, to be accepted or to be better than them at that. So I get my shine on. They shine is not my shine. My shine is not they shine. Right? And you got people, that's why you got people out here so unhappy and they got all this money. They got all these accolades and they still seem annoyed, frustrated, pissed off any moment they get, always got a critical thing to say to somebody, critique everything somebody doing because they are not living their truth. They're living someone else's truth. They're living someone else's truth. And I was doing that for a long time and I had to stop. I had to slow down and sit back and say, if this is not working towards my goal of my internal reason why I'm here and what I'm meant to do and what makes me valuable, then I don't need to do it. Because there are things that work towards the goal of what you're trying to do that others may be doing. They're templates, right? I tell my son, my youngest son now all the time, I'm like, the way you study, because he gets good grades, right? I said, the way you study is the way you're going to play your sports. He does sports, he's good at that too. I said, you got to put that same template. I said, the way you draw, and he draws art, he's really good at it. My oldest son and my youngest boy, they're really good at it. And I would say to my youngest son, I always say, that same effort you put, that template you put in there, to be that good at that, that's in you, you need to go ahead and put that in other things. Take that same template and make sure those templates that you put in there is helping you to whatever that overall goal is, right? I wouldn't push my son to say, you got to be a doctor. That's the only thing you should push, be a doctor. It helps people, it's great, this and that. I'm not going to push him for that. I'm going to push him to say, I see you're good at this. I watch you be good at this throughout your life. Now, if you becoming a doctor helps you come back to this, to help you be a part of that, and it influences that, then that's what we're doing. But I'm not telling you to be a doctor and a lawyer just because that's the thing to be. I'm not telling you to do that. I need you to do what's making you good, what's making you great, what separates you from the rest. So when you come back to the rest, you can build the rest, right? You got to be strong first before you come a part of this army, right? You got to have your talents and your trades and your things you do and bring it to the table. But people are coming to the table with all the same things, and instead of building, all they're doing is bickering about who knows what and who's right about what. How many times you sat at the table with people trying to figure something out, and it's like 45 minutes or an hour or a day just bickering or going back and forth to who's wrong and who's right? How many times has that happened? Because you're sitting around the table, the same people just like you. I don't mean like-minded, I mean just like you. And all you trying to say, I know this better, I'm better. It's not going to get you anywhere. Take away from comparing yourself to others. Take away from comparing your goal to others. Take away comparing what makes you you to others. Just be you. Formulate your template of what you are, what makes you feel being the best you. What are you the best at? You be that. And even that means you got to be by yourself for a little bit so you can get that craft together. And a lot of people may not be with it, even family or friends. You got to do that because you're going to lose out on the best you can be. And you're going to turn around and you're going to sit there and say, one of them elderly people who say, I'm telling you, don't stress nothing. Don't do this. And it's going to be too late by then. You're not going to have the energy to do any of it. And it's going to pass you by. And you're going to be like, I wish I would have just did that. So remember, comparison is the theft of joy. The only thing you need to be better than is who you were yesterday, who you were last year. That's the only thing you need to be better than. Make yourself a better version of you, who you already are, right? Because we're not waiting for opportunity. We create an opportunity.